and make your comment and drop your channel, and I can make a shout out for all of you. And to acknowledge you also, so I can acknowledge your presence also. So I'm back. I'm alive again. Sorry, really sorry that I don't know how to uh, set my live video. I'm not used to it. So, okay, I'm having also my coffee. My coffee is already cold. Yes. So thank you again, and sorry. I hope everybody can understand that I am not on. I stopped my video because as I said, I become busy, and that's already shame. I'm shy to be on camera. I become busy with my stuff. Yeah, yes, and then yeah, it's our rest day today because as I said, I'm not really feeling well, and also I decided to close tomorrow Sunday. Sunday here in the Philippines, so it's our rest day also. I don't want to open every Sunday now because it's not, it's very a few customer only will go on Sunday. They everybody stay in their house and they cook their own food nowadays. So yeah, that's why I decided not to open. So, how is your day over in your country, and how is the situation there? As I said, here is still not normal. We are still in the new normal way of life. Only 50% of establishment, all businesses are, not all business are open. It's only 50%. We still not allowed to go out. We the things here are mandatory to wear the mask. If you don't have the mask, you have to find 1,000 pesos, I think. If you can, if you don't have a mask to go out, 1,000 pesos. They increase the fine already. So thank you. Anyone can tell me that everything is fine, everything is good, everything is under control nowadays. For me, it's still under control. I always tell my mom that everything will be fine so soon. Just be patient and we need to survive because this is our life nowadays. Nobody want it. I don't know. I don't know every waiting for our amelioration. SAC is a social security amelioration program, I think, but the government doesn't have yet. They don't give it to the people yet. It's all hearsay. Sorry about the noise. Uh, Nice to see you too. Hello there. Thank you for watching me. I really don't know what to say, and I was surprised that you're online too. Thank you. Hope everything is fine to all of you and have a wonderful day. It's night here. It's already 9:35 p.m. in the Philippines, and everything is closed. Everybody's inside the house. Nobody can go out. We have a curfew, I know. Yeah. So my life now is not really easy because of this pandemic, and we as a as I have a two business and really struggling now, but still fighting. I'm making sure that sorry, that I do my best to operate my business. Yeah, because I have also stuff that they need me. So that's it. So I'm having my coffee. What about yours? It's an evening coffee already. Just wanted to talk, and I'm here because yeah, as I said, I have time now to be on so noisy. all the truck pass by, because I mean my shop is in front of the road. So I'm in the first shop to sleep early because tomorrow is our rest day also. So I can, my time, I have time, so I be on live. I decided to be on live here on YouTube. So yeah, that's my life here now. Uh, I'm alone here at the shop. My mom is in the house with our old dogs. I have three new puppies and one adult, so I have four. Wow, you are also preparing your coffee. So, cheers. Happy coffee time. So, hello there. Yeah, thank you for watching again, and uh, have a wonderful day to you and enjoy your coffee. We are we're having um, oh, hi Scott. Uh, Good morning to you. It's, as I said, it's a 9:45 here in the Philippines this time. It's nighttime already, and uh, I have time to be on YouTube on live. I try because I've been trying. Last night I also here. I've been on live here. I'm talking about the progress of my two shop. Uh, so far so good, not too bad, but everybody's struggling. There are so many restaurant are already statement. They are already filed the bankruptcy of the restaurant. But I am so glad that even though mine is so small shop, so small restaurant, I still can go on. But really, it's struggling for me because I have so many bills. I need to pay the bills, and I need to pay all my stuff, and I need to maintain all the foods that is always fresh for my customer. So, but I'm doing the right way. I'm doing slowly. I can manage this, and this is only a trial. I don't want to give up. And of course, I'm praying also that everything will be uh, everything will be fine. Everything will be under control by the grace of our Lord. Right. Almighty God, take it. I don't want to be so sad about it. I don't want to be. I don't want to. I don't want to take it as a problem. I wanted the problem makes me the problem. Is that correct? I don't understand also. Uh, so I was supposed to be planning to is already if everything is already okay, then I can bring them to outing just for relaxation for all of them, even one day only, because last year I bring all my staff to the resorts. They go for swimming, and they bring also their families. But this time I was supposed to be going to do, but it's didn't going to be happen because of the pandemic. So it's good, it's bad, and it's good also. I didn't spend money so much. I save my money, so that's good for me. But it's so sad for all of them because we didn't go. I was off work for 3 months but started a job this week. Thank God. That's so nice to hear. Hello there. Uh, Hello, Scott Banis. Expat Paper. Hello. Uh, Nice to see you again here. Nice to uh, spinning. He said I'm getting crazy also. Yeah, thank you so much also for being with me. And I'm praying that everything will be fine for all of us, for everybody, for all the human race. Because really this pandemic make us change our life so easily. It happen. Nobody knows. right? So what we all need to do is just fight, never give up. If you give up, you will lose. You will lose your battle. We are battling of the war that we don't see the our what's that? My mom told me that I'm crazy because it's so sad. I mean, if I become serious and then I will be affected so much and I will be depressed. So what for do I do that to myself? I really don't care about it. As long as I'm alive and I don't have a virus, I'm happy. And tomorrow I can wake up again and serve the people again. To take everything serious, just to know that right. And as I told my um, it's that's important things, and you're healthy also. My mom told that I need to be matured. And I said, I'm already matured. I'm already a gray hair. Everybody can notice I have a gray hair. I never go to the salon before. It's been, I never go to the salon. It's been, I think December, as they give uh, hair, and that's all because I'm saving my money. It's going to be a Christmas that time. It's your stuff, and you have to be appreciated for what they're doing to until now, because really I'm so stingy person. I'm not into materialistic also. um that's why I don't really spend so much money for not important things. So that's why, um how to say, that's why I don't really spend or go go to salon everywhere. No, I'm not that kind of I'm not that type of woman that I always go to pamper myself, because even though I can, I don't do. Really, I don't do that. I always uh think first important things that I need to spend my money. So that's why within 2 years I have two shops. So that's also, and uh yeah, so I'm so blessful for everything what I have right now. But I also, save my money, because as everybody know, I'm an only child and I don't have somebody to help me to I'm supposed to be. Yeah, nobody will help me for sure. If I have to really make it sure that everything is on my plan. So yeah, that's it. That's why when I was working in Singapore, I was working there for 13 years, and I really make it sure that uh, everything is is planned for me. So I always think and telling myself that I cannot work for a longer time in Singapore for nothing. I don't want to go back to my country without something, because it's really difficult to work overseas. It's really nice that before this happened, I'd be already back to my own country, because if I stuck in Singapore and my mom is alone here in the Philippines, it's really been so difficult for me to look after her, because she's already 74 years old, and if it's going to be happen that I was in Singapore before it happened, this pandemic, for sure she will be alone here in the Philippines. Nobody is with her. So I'm so happy that uh, before it before it happening the pandemic, I've been back here in the Philippines, and I already put my own shop, because if not, I think I will lose everything and don't know where to go. Really. I'm not really worried about gray hair. I remember one of the doctor telling me that gray hair is already including to the life of the person. It's like um, it's like it's already there, so you cannot prevent it or you cannot stop to be to have a gray hair. That's what she told me. So she told me you have to be accepted and you have to keep taking care of your gray hair. So you don't need to go to the salon to put the dye here. So that's what I learned. I I remember I encounter so many I encounter so many people. I learned a lot from them. Really, I was so blessed to encounter all these kind of people that I learned from them, especially when I was looking after my boss when he has a brain cancer. When he uh, that time is really difficult time because I was I always notice that all the people who has cancer, they are dying and waiting their time, and it's really difficult to accept that you are a very well person and you don't have anything that you can do to help them, and you know that they are going already. So really, I was I was so lucky, and I think the struggling of their life. So I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot from my boss because my boss is already 66 years old that time, and he was a English teacher in Singapore, and he's also a PE teacher in Singapore, and he doesn't have any. He don't smoke. He don't drink, and he always uh, health conscious, but still he got the cancer, and this cancer that he has no symptoms. It's just he just suffering for this. It's lymphoma brain cancer, so it's really difficult for him, and for me also because when my father died here in Philippines, that time I didn't go an only child. But I'm so happy also that I provide everything for my father. Because if I go back, I don't know if I can have a good work again in Singapore that time. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. It's already past. And it's so sad story. So I really don't like to talk. I want to talk a happy things. Yeah. So that's my life. So now it's also difficult here, but it's more. I mean I am the boss now, and the dogs here, and I I run my own schedule. I am the boss of my time, but my mother always telling me to quick everything, to wake up so early, to prepare everything, and I always answer my mom. I mean, even though I'm late, I open the shop late. Nobody will shout on me that why are you so late? Why are you never doing that? But always my mother always my mother tell me to be quick. You have to prepare early because you need to open the shop so early. And I said, no need to do that because you are the boss. You don't have any boss. And my mother said, no, you cannot do that because the customer come early. So sometimes, it's like, why is like that? So I said, my mother, it's okay, never mind. You are the boss of your own, so you don't need to be in a hurry. You don't need to be so quickly everything. Everything we can wait. And if I decided that I could do that, So I said, no, it's just only saying. I don't need to close because that's my job, and I love my job. But I don't want to be some. I don't want everybody calling me madam or mom or boss. No, I really don't like. I don't want I don't want somebody calling me boss. Really, I don't like. Even some people, like a delivery boy here, they will call me, oh mom, here is your gas deliver. And I told him, you don't call me mom or madam or what. If you call me like that, I don't answer you. I will ignore you. And the delivery boy told me, why? Just I don't like somebody calling me madam or boss or what. Just call me ate. Ate is an older sister here in Manila. So I am much prepared to call me ate rather than madam or boss. It's more easy for me to I I've been working now with my own shop in the kitchen, so I already, you know, putting gain. I'm gaining my weight already. I'm not sexy. Maybe on mine, yes. Yeah. So thank you so much for all of you who watching. Thank you. Be safe. If you don't need to go out, you stay in the house, so you will be safe. Thank you. You know, being a kind-hearted person, it's really a natural way. I think. Um, how to say? I don't know. Maybe it was already. Uh, it's the way. It's the way I am. I think being a kind-hearted people because um, I have to say I person here in the Philippines. I grew up my mother told me to be kind to other people even before because um even how to say that I never stay in a slum area because my mother always bring me to her work, and she worked in a rich family also, so I didn't really know how, the way of life of the other people here in the Philippines. Before I really don't know how to take the jeep, or I was wondering why the other kids like that. They don't have the they go to the school with slippers only, and me, I have a proper uniform. I have a I'm how to say, I really don't know because I really don't know also that there is a bad person before. I really grew up in a big mansion house here in the Philippines, and I also asking my mother to like that. And I don't have my father before because I met my father when I was 20. I was already 20 years old that time when I met my father, because it's a long story. So every time I go to the school, my school, my elementary school is really a small school. It's like in a bus. It's in the country school. It's really small. It's a few pupils only, few students only. So I asked my mother that why some kids they go to the school wearing slippers, and some they don't have uh, paper to write their school work. So my mother told me that uh, because they don't have enough money to buy. And I asked my mother, why me? I don't have my father, but you can provide for me whatever I want. And my mother told me that you are only so lucky that I have work. So she never treat me like a spoiled brat child before. So she always telling me the truth that they are really poor. They stay in this kind of house. You are so lucky that you stay in this kind of house because I was working. So that's what I understand. So, but she never tell me that there is a bad person outside that bench. because that house is really hard. So I really don't what's happening outside, because after the school I have to go back home, because maybe people will thinking that I am the daughter of the rich people, so they don't allow me to play with the other kids. So I never encounter other kids or playing to the other kids, because after the school my mother will teach me to go back to the big house. So what was happening to me, I'm not aware that there is a bad person until I reach my 23 years. I am already 23 years old. Then I know that there is a bad person. All I know is I was so lucky, and I have to share what I have to other kids. So that's what I'm always thinking. And I already know there is an apple. I already know that there is some kids that don't have this apple, and I already have the ice cream and the other kids doesn't have. So I always think, oh, I was so lucky that I taste the ice cream, and I can share with you. I can share to the other kids. And really, I was so pity to other kids that time. So my mother told me, and that uh, I am so lucky that I didn't reach to the point that I don't have that thing. So always my mother telling me to study well, to so you I can have everything that I wanted one day. So that's why. So even now, I always thinking also why other people are so bad to other people also. They never think, they only think themselves. They never think other people. So I was so pity about it. That's why maybe I have a kind-hearted, because that's I learned from my mom. My mom always my mom always telling me to share things to other people. So what? That's all. Sometimes, what else? Yeah, and yeah. No, she's not all about money. Actually, she's only um how to say, it's so sad to tell the story sometimes, especially when you are involved to this kind of story. Really shy or sad to um, tell the story. Anyway, how I learned, I think I have a wonderful story that I can share to all of you, is how I know how to cook. It's become my passion anyway. Uh, I study computer programming and STI, System Technology Institute, and I really don't like computer programming. It's not my plan. Oops, sorry. It's not my plan to study to learn computer. Really, I don't like computer. I hate it. I wanted to be a political science before. That's my plan, and continue studying to be a lawyer. But it's because we are not rich, and I was being adopted to a Chinese family in Cebu City. So they have the company. So they asked me to study computer programming. So when I finish the computer, I can contribute my knowledge of computer of the company. So they are rich people in Cebu City. So what I did, I studied the computer programming, but I didn't finish it. I have still one module, 1 year to be finished for my computer programming. So as my the old lady who adopted me that time, she asked me to learn things. So I will not always be with my mother because I am only child. So she asked me to learn to cook Chinese food. So it become my hobby and it become my passion. That's the start uh, to learn my cooking knowledge. So she teaches me everything when it comes to Chinese food. So I love cooking really. That's um, my passion to cook. My first job that time is to cook simple food. So she asked me to her son asked me to cook to a big rice cooker the rice for the worker. So I said I don't know how to cook to the big rice cooker like that. It's really big, a giant one. I can show you my rice cooker here in the shop. It's first I cook the rice is really not good. It's really not cooked. It's uncooked. The rice is uncooked. So it's really funny for me because it's my first time to see a big giant rice cooker. It's really big. It's more than it's 5 kilo of rice can put to the rice cooker. And I said, if I cook like this always, I can transfer the rice to the small pot, so it's easy for me to cook because really you cannot control the water to the big rice cooker, especially it's your first time to cook. So what happened is the rice is uncooked because it's not enough water. So they teach me how to cook properly the rice. She told me that I cannot be a good cook if I don't know how to. So that's the first time that I learned to cook rice first. So when I applied to go to Singapore, um, they failed my height. I I 2 times fail my height because I'm too short. The standard height that you can go to Singapore is 5 feet or 4'11". So I'm only 4'11", or 150 centimeter. So I go to the hotel for the interview of the Singaporean recruiter. So it's so funny that when they measure my height, every time I step to the carpet, because the carpet is, I think 1 inches thick. So they told me that I cannot go to Singapore because I'm too short. So I was so sad because every time I apply here in the Philippines, I apply to the SM Mall. Everybody know SM City or Shumart is a big mall here in the Philippines. So I applied there as a checker, not as a lady. My height always clear. Every time they measure my height, they say I'm too short. So they say you are not qualified. So I was always so sad. And I said I plan to go to abroad. Then everybody, all my relatives, they all laughing me because they said I'm too short to go to abroad, to work abroad. But I have a confidence that I can pass my interview to go to work abroad because I'm applying not as a domestic helper but as a cook. So I think when it comes to work and in terms of cooking, you don't need the height. So I was confident about that. So I apply again. The first apply is failed because I was disqualified because of my height. I don't reach the standard height. So I was failed. So I apply again. Somebody told me again that you have to apply again. And so I apply again with the same person, same the Singaporean that I applied for the first time. So I told him that I already applied for the first time to him, and he failed me. He failed me because of my height. And I was said, why you failed me? You are only looking for the height. And in the first place, I'm not applying for a domestic helper. And he said, okay, you stand to that corner and I'm going to measure your height. So he measured me again and it's look like I become small again. I failed my height again because of the carpet. So I'm blaming to the carpet already because if not the carpet, I already passed it for the first time. So he said, okay, somebody's recommend to you that they say that you are a good cook and you are good person. Okay, I give you the chance. So they interview me, and the first question is, there is the form that I have to answer. So I really, there is a classification of that work that you can do, which is one is you are preparing to do. First things is, there is like washing clothes, ironing clothes, taking care of the babies. It's like there is also to be a caregiver. So what I put there is, I pick the cooking first, then the last is that washing clothes, because I really don't know how to wash the clothes, and I really don't know how to iron clothes. So that's a really, I really so sad that my mother didn't teach me to do this kind of things. Even though my second family in Cebu, they don't really teach me to do this kind of things. So they, the old woman that adopt me, she only teach me how to cook. So that's what happened. So my interview is, what do you know how to cook something? And I said, yes, I have a company that I know how to cook a Chinese food. So I said, yes. So they asked me, what kind of food do you know to cook? I said, Chinese food. And then they asked me, do you know how to cook Hananishi chicken rice? And I said, yes. And then really, it's like they are shocked. The recruiter, the interviewer also shocked that I know how to cook it, because I'm a Filipina. And they asked me, okay, can you tell me the procedure how to cook that? So I explained and I explained. Then they said, okay, after this, they expect to go to Singapore in 3 weeks time. So I really didn't expect that it's going to be so fast to go to Singapore that time. And my employer called me also. They asked me for the interview on the phone. That time is, there's no video call, only phone call. So they call me and they ask me if I can cook a simple food, and I said yes. And they asked me what kind of food that I can cook a simple things for her. So what I answer is, I can cook vegetable. And she asked me what kind of vegetable, and I said broccoli. I didn't know that she loves the broccoli. So she told me, okay, you be expect to be here in Singapore in 3 weeks time. So that is already December. I forgot the year. So December 10, I applied to go to Singapore, and it was my first no, I leave the Chinese lady in Cebu, because if I stay there, if I stay with them, I think my life is in one box only, because they are already rich people. So I need to work also with them. I can't go anywhere, because they have their own company in Cebu City, and it's a big company. So I have to return the good things that they did to me. So I can't go work uh, outside Cebu or other company, because they have their own company in Cebu City. It's a big company, and if I plan to stay there, I already I put already my life in one box only. So it's like there. So I don't want to be like that. I don't want my life to be in one box only. I really want to be, to grow something for myself. That's why I go back to Manila to uh, do and find for myself also. So I go to the Singapore already. I applied December into Singapore since 2000 something. I forgot the year, but I worked for 13 years here in Singapore. So I went to Singapore. My real parents, my mom and my father, the time my father still alive, they didn't know that I went to Singapore. They are only thinking that I was here in Manila, in some cities here in Manila, and was still working there. But they didn't know that I already in Singapore. So they are wondering how come I didn't go back home on Christmas Day and also on New Year's Day. So they are thinking where I am. So they are, oh, they still helping me. They still helping me a lot. I am the one who has not asking help to them. I don't really wanted to do that, especially that I find ready if I ask help. I really don't like. As long as I can, I do my own things. I don't want to ask somebody to support me. Really don't like. But they are willing to help me as long as I need. I no need to say two times to asking help. They will help. Still now, I have contact to them. A few days only I called them because I asked my auntie's her daughter's husband died because of heat stroke, and they don't have enough money, and I gave to them. So they're really helping me a lot. They are so nice and kind. So then I go to Singapore. As I said, I go to Singapore December 10, and when I reach Singapore, it's my uh, first to go abroad. Uh, First to be far away from my real parent that time, and to be in the out of the Philippines. So it's really scary for me. It's my first time to take airplane also. So I don't know everything. I really don't know. So it's so funny because I have with me a Filipina also. Her name is Alibik. She's with me until we reach Singapore. And it's like everything is, of course, it's everything is new for me. So I didn't know that that time when I reached Singapore, it's raining. It's a heavy rain. So I told Alibik, hey Alibik, is there also a rain in Singapore? And Alibik told me, of course yes, you're still in Asia. And I said, I thought there's no rain here. I said, you're not in Saudi Arabia. So I would have stay at the Chinese people company and get them to buy me an apartment. You don't need to ask them to buy a apartment because they have a big house. There are so many big houses. So you don't need to do that. So that's so funny because when I reached Singapore and I thought there is no rain, and Alibik told me that of course yes there's a rain because you are still in Asia. So I said, why it's like this? And it's like the Singaporean people, they are not Chinese people, they are Singaporean. So they always talk like, quick, quick, it's like that. You have to be quick. And I said, why they look like so angry always? Every time they call you, every time they call somebody, they are, yes, I learned some Chinese. I can understand, but I don't really talk because here in the Philippines, we don't really talk Chinese also. When I was in Singapore, it's Mandarin, so we always talk English. Here, it's so many different, there is so many dialect also for Chinese. There is a Mandarin, there is Hokkien, there is Cantonese. So there are also so many dialect also in Chinese language. So funny because yeah. So I was in Singapore already, and then I said I think I want to go back to the Philippines. I don't want to be to work in Singapore already because I was so scared, and it's so funny because um, I stay in my uh, agent house, and the wife is really so mean. I really don't like to say that she has a bad attitude, she has a bad character, and she talk loud, and she always screaming. So I when my employer um, uh, she pets me to the house of the agency, and I said, can I cry? So I cry 45 minutes, and they said, okay, you cry. Why? And asked me, why are you crying? And I said, to release the tension, to release everything, because I'm so scared. It's my first time to work abroad, to go abroad, and I was so scared. And I told them, can you please, if I do wrong, can you talk to me nicely, because I was so sensitive. Filipino people are so sensitive, and they can, maybe they can talk to me slowly, because so I can understand them. So I told them that after I cried, so I told them I want to call my parents to the Philippines, and I wanted to let them know, and I wanted to ask to give me money for the plane ticket, because I wanted to go back to the Philippines. And my boss said, why? You don't have money. This is for oh, okay. My Chinese family in Cebu City, they never buy me the restaurant. As I said, I'm telling the story. I was working in Singapore for 13 years, and I saved my salary there so I can retire early and go back and come back here to Manila and do my restaurant. I really saved my money as an OFW, and uh, as, as an OFW, overseas Filipino worker. I really become so stingy, really so stingy people. I am the one who don't buy so many things when I was in Singapore. I don't buy signature things, and I don't buy things that I don't need. I always tell myself I need to save my money. I need to go back soon to the Philippines, because I want to look after my mother. So that's my story. What I have right now is there's nothing to do with my other family. I save my money. I do the things to save my money so I can put up my tea shop. Really, with my own little way of savings my money, I have this shop. There's nobody that I can ask. It's not me. Do you ever have a husband? No, I am not married. I'm still single. I have a boyfriend before, yes, and we broke up. Maybe we are not meant, but maybe one day I tell the story to all of you. But I don't have a husband. Never get a husband. Yeah. So I'm in Singapore that time, and I told my boss if they can send me go back to the Philippines, and I will call my mother so I can ask money to buy a plane ticket. So yes, my mom is my real, the one on the video that she's making, she's doing the Zumba. She's my real mom. Yeah. The one who adopted me is my mother's boss before. It's a long story, because they are my ex-boss, my mom's ex-boss here in Manila, and they only go to Cebu because something happened here in Manila, and they go to Cebu to continue their business there. So yeah, so I was in Singapore, and I told my boss that if they allow me to call to my, it's not really it's not really my mom who want me to adapt. They ask. It's not really my mom who want to ask somebody to adopt me. It's not like that. It's because it so happened that that time, how to say, I already 20 years tama 20 years old when I meet my father. He came back to us, and because that time I have my own already. I have my own mind, my own things to do, and I don't understand. I didn't get along well to my father that time because as I said, I meet him when I was 20 years old already, and I was already graduating for my high school. So it's new for me. I really don't know how to treat him as my own father. I really don't know him. It's new for him to have a father, and I don't know how to call him. So what happened is I always fight with my own father. So I decided be to have a space first to think about it, and to adjust how to, you know, to be a to be have a father of mine, because it's a long story why I meet my father lately only. So really, but I still be a good tutor to him. I provide everything when he was sick. I give the best for him. So that's all I can tell now. So that's why. So I was working in Singapore, and I said I don't like anymore. I wanted to go back to the Philippines because I really don't know how to do everything there. I really don't know how to start my work. And it's so scary because when the people talk, the Singaporean talk, they all look like so angry. I don't know. They are screaming. So I was so scared. So, but my bosses was supportive to me. They are supportive to me, and they say that I have to try first to work there for 1 month and see if I can do my work. If it's not, I can go back anytime and think about it. Try not to be scared because they are a good person and they are kind. So that's it. That's my start working. I have only one employer for 13 years in Singapore. They are my first employer. They are also have them. They are supportive, and they let me study baking in Singapore also. So I study baking in Singapore to one of the top school in Singapore for baking. So I learned baking in Singapore. So, and every time I go back here to the Philippines, I uh, take advanced baking school. Okay, I never went to Sydney, but I apply a visa to go to Australia, and I get it, but I didn't go. I cancel my visa to go to Australia to work also. I was computing the every. I don't know if you know the value of Singapore dollar to Philippine peso. But one Singapore dollar right now is 37 peso equivalent. One Singapore dollar is equivalent to 37 peso here in the Philippines. So the same is almost 1:1. So why do I need to go to Australia if I still can get same salary or much bigger salary in Singapore? So I cancel my visa to go to Australia because it's almost same. And for me, it's better I stay in Singapore because I can easily go back to the Philippines because Singapore is very near to Philippines rather than I go to Australia. It's more far away to Philippines, and it's not easy to go back because I already, I mean, if I go when I was working in Singapore, if I go back to the Philippines, I no need to buy my own ticket. So including to my contract. My boss will pay my plane ticket also. So I didn't go to city. I hope I answer your question correctly and I hope you understand. So that's the story. So yeah. And I really don't, after my Singapore, I really don't like to apply to other country anymore. Maybe I can apply if like I go to US or I go to UK or I go, as long as it's Europe, because it's more higher uh, equivalent dollars here in the Philippines. They have a higher rate. So that's my plan. No, but now I have my business. I really don't like to go anywhere anymore. Maybe if I close my business, then I can work abroad again. But it's really, actually I am more busy here in the Philippines than when I was in Singapore because I running my own here in the Philippines. So, right. Wait, huh? That's very complicated and it's very interesting things. Sometimes you didn't know it's going to be happen. You are not expecting it will happen, but it happened. But one thing is important is you learn a lot, and you become a good person for all your experience, right? But I really love cooking. It's my passion already, and I really want to experimenting my food. But I really don't like to cook food, exotic things, and I really don't like to taste it. When I went to Thailand, I saw many things there. I saw so many exotic foods, and I didn't try really. But I love Thailand. I really like Thailand. When I went to Taiwan also, there are so many nice food also there. But I don't like Taiwan because it's like uh, ghost town. All the street there is look like a ghost town. But it's different. That of course different the Taipei because it's the capital city of Taiwan. It's crowded, but mostly when you go to the province of Taiwan, they are so quiet. All houses are closed, and few people are. You can see few people only are walking. It's like a ghost town. So I really like. Mm, but and it's cold also. The time that the time the climate temperature in Taiwan is only 16 degrees. So it's for me it's really cold. I'm in tropical country. So it's humid here. So that's my story. But I miss to go back to Singapore. Maybe one day I can go there again to visit all my boss. They are planning to come here to the Philippines to visit me. It was supposed to be this year, but they canceled because of this pandemic, this virus. So it didn't happen. I hope next year they can come to visit me. Okay. Uh-huh. There. Okay. It's so tiring. So tiring. So, have your coffee already? Hmm. My coffee is cold now, really cold. Yeah. So, how about all of you? Is there any story of your life? Okay. So, hello to all. Hello to the latecomer. Hello to all of you. We're just talking here. And then one time my boss asked me to bake. It's a Dorian pop. It's really making me cry to bake the Dorian pop because every time I take out it from the oven, it's all going to flap down. Really, I don't know. I cannot do it really. And I told my boss that it's better to send me go back to the Philippines rather to ask me to bake the durian pop because I really don't like the durian. I don't know. Durian is like a jackfruit, but it is smelly so bad. But everybody say it's a nice taste. It's really delicious. But for me, I'm not fanatic of durian. I really don't like this. I'm not really doesn't like. I don't really the texture of the taste is like creamy and tangy. I don't like the taste of the durian. It's okay for me the smell, but the taste really don't like. Singapore has so many durian, so they asked me to make the durian pop, and it it all flap down every time I take out from the oven. So I really crying a lot already, and I told my boss that send me. It's better to send me go back than to rather than to stay there and asking me to bake the durian pop because it's so smelly and it's so making my head so painful because of the smell. So I said no. And one time my lady boss asked me to iron her, help me to iron her clothes. So I was said, oh, okay. I help her to iron her clothes. And when I put the iron, I just put the iron to the clothes and it burned the clothes. And I said, oh my goodness, what I'm going to do about it because I burned the clothes and it's new one. My boss haven't yet uh, wear it and I bought it. And I said, "Oh my goodness, what I'm going to do?" I thought my boss will going to angry and she will going to shout on me, but she said she didn't do that. When I because she's newly wake up and I approached her and I said, "Oh mom, I'm so sorry I burned your clothes and I don't know what to do." And she said, "Oh, it's okay." And I said, "Are you not angry with me? You're not mad? Maybe you can just deduct the damage to my salary." And she said, "No need to do that. It's okay. Uh, just help me to sew my clothes because she's going to wear." And she said that it's okay. And I said, "Oh my God, she really nice and she really so kind because she never get angry to me even though I burn her clothes. Really, because I really don't know how to iron clothes. It's better you ask me to cook rather than to iron clothes because I really don't know how to iron." So I was so lucky to have a boss really supportive to me when I was in Singapore. That's why I was so scared. There is also restaurant to hire me to work there, but I didn't accept. I turned it down the contract because I was prepared to stay to my boss because they are so kind to me and they are so nice. They treat me really nice. I said I don't want to work to that restaurant because when I see the kitchen's really headache for me. It's really I don't know why it's like this. So it's like people there are in a hurry, and it's like uh, the fire. There is always fire inside that kitchen. It's a big kitchen. It's a big kitchen, and the restaurant is famous in Singapore. So I turned down the work there to work there. I said I don't like to work there, and I don't want to change my employer. So I better stay in one employer only. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much again. I think I have to end up my storytelling. And thank you again for watching me. Thank you for being with me. Stay safe, everyone. See you again tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Have a good day to all of you. And God bless you all. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. See you again tomorrow.